get a chanting card that needs one? Because we're not doing anything on the Shina Conscious. We'll see what happens. Really?
Yeah, so last week.
Today?
It started last week, but for 10 days.
Wow.
Ganapati, 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 JJ.
There is a... Yeah. 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 Well, I think that's it. See, it's Ganesha's birthday. We're going to sit and contemplate that for 45 minutes. It's good to contemplate, though. It's good to contemplate.
I was literally just looking at the little thing you cut out and put this on the altar. I was just literally looking at it 45 minutes ago.
What was that? The Ganapati? Wow. Wow. I think it made it to the chanting card. Is Ganapati, 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 JJ on there? Would it be like the last one, I think?
It made it in.
Om Shiva, Om Shiva. Not that you can see anything in the dark. Is it on it? Somebody said it was on it.
Is it?
I heard it.
Let me see.
I heard it made it to there. Is it on there?
Yeah, less.
Number what? What number is
I
it?
think it's 25.
We know 25 chants.
We don't know them.
I was at home and I wanted to bring in Hadi Hadi Bowl. And then I thought, because there's like 8 verses or something, and I thought, oh man, I'd have to print it out and then take them. But it's such a good chant. Oh my God. So, anyway, back to contemplating. It's good to, and we're going to do this because Ganesh is the guy you bring your obstacles to. And Ganesh is, he's like the guy you go to when you can't make a decision or like something's going on and you can't really figure it out, because Ganesha removes the obstacles. And what his real mission is, that was given to him by, say, his guru, is to destroy the ego. So often we get into something, and the ego is way too strong for us to understand what's going on. And we get angry, and we get resentful, and we think we're right, and we get all this justification going on, and we think the world should be different, and it's a bothersome thing. I'm not saying that we shouldn't stand up for what we think is right, but sometimes we can do that at the expense of others, and we get this thing called the resentment. And then Ganesha is a great one to bring your resentment to and offer it to him. Say, Ganesha, please remove, because resentments are obstacles. That's all they are. They're obstacles from the truth. And right behind this egotistical, there's no such thing as a resentment that is righteous. I just want to put that out there. If you have a resentment and you think you're all righteous about it because they're wrong and you're right, you're wrong. Just saying. There's no righteous resentment that's real. They're all bad. They're all bad. They're all bad because in this righteous resentment, we think that we know more than the universe does. And the universe is working everything out the way it's supposed to and teaching people lessons and doing its thing. And we think that we may be able to give them the lesson faster. So anyway, contemplation. It's good to bring these things, these heated moments when you're hot. And you're like, man, I just want to. And Ganesh will even tell you, write it out. Now he'll tell you, put it in a text and read it. And then read it to yourself as if someone was sending you that text. How would you feel about that? And then you erase everything and you start over again. And then by the time you get to the end of it, it's like, I love you. Like the only thing worth sending anybody is either I forgive you or please forgive. Don't even forgive other people. Because that means that you think they did something wrong, right? Because you can cause somebody else to get a resentment and forgiving them for something they don't think they did wrong. You understand what I'm saying here? It's a tricky little business. If I forgive you for being just so whatever to me, it doesn't work right. So please forgive me. It's a good one. Please forgive me. Because it's humble, right? Please forgive me is a humble thing. I'm sorry doesn't mean too much. Because we can say I'm sorry to anybody, but please forgive me. I want to amend my way. Please forgive me. Ganesh will help you with that. He'll remove the egotistical part of you so you can see things for what they really are. Imagine seeing things for others as they see yourself and things as they really are. That's just vibration and love. Imagine seeing everything as only vibration and love. What would it look like? These things you contemplate, you bring to Ganesh, you bring to God. What would it be like if that was it? Show me in meditation what it would be like. And then it happens. You get into meditation, you lose yourself. And then you're not bound to any human form, and you come out of meditation, you're like, oh, that's what it's like to have no attachment to anything. It's just so wonderful. So anyway, we're going to chant to Ganesh. It's good to form a little intention and say, because we're chanting to Ganesh and his mother and father in this chant. We're chanting to Ganesh and we're chanting to Parvati and we're chanting to Shiva. We're chanting to the highest. Shiva is the indwelling Lord. Shiva is also the ultimate guru, but Shiva is our soul. Our soul is Shiva. It's the vibration. Parvati is the power, the force that creates everything you see. Every flower, every tree, every word, every conversation, every thought. Parvati, she's the one that out of herself creates everything. Isn't that amazing? And Ganesh is the child of this omnipresent beings. And then Ganesh's job is to destroy our ego. Right? So Rumi says, go to where you're embarrassed until you're embarrassed no more. He doesn't say stand up for it and whatever. He says just keep going until you get over it. Once you're over it, you're free. And then Christ said, they asked him, Christ, how will we know to have Christ consciousness? And he said, when you can walk naked in the street like the children, you'll know what it's like to be like me. To just have let go of anything that anyone thinks about you. Isn't that beautiful? I'm not saying go walk naked.
Oh.
If you do, call me. You can, though, you can. And if you do, call me up. I want to get a picture and post it on Instagram. Funny, right? I don't have Instagram, but I just thought that might be funny for the younger kids here. If you're new, we're going to chant a verse, and then you guys are going to do what they do out there. All right? And don't be scared to sing.
Ganapati, Ganapati. Om
Ganapati So we'll take a deep breath in, and a long breath out. Deep breath in, and a long breath out. Deep breath in and raise your arms and stretch and exhale. Deep breath in and raise your arms and stretch. And arch your back a little bit. Roll your shoulders back. And exhale. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Deep breath in. Oh, roll your shoulders back. And Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah. Oh, so you are faster than my master. Wow. I don't know about you guys, but I had a deep, profound spiritual experience. And I hope you did too.
Yeah.
Because I was going in the middle of the thing. So. And I opened my eyes and I looked out. Everybody was so happy singing. And I thought, my God, we did it. We did it, guys. We came here no matter what mood we were in.
Yeah.
We asked Ganesh to remove our obstacles. And at some point, everybody in here had let go, even if only for a second. We had bliss, if only for 1 second. First time I chanted, I got 1 second of bliss. And that second of bliss was enough for me to never stop chanting again. Isn't that just the one, like that 1 second? I was like, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. And then I've been trying to expand it ever since. Sita on drums. Kara on shakers. Myers on whatever the hell she's playing. Woodblocks and bells.
Dad on harmonium too.
The harmonium on harmonium. And you guys on vocals, because you're on the band. all sing. You're not even backup singers. You're
Main
singers. Isn't that cool?
Singers.
So, well, we're going to start the 122 days. 122 days we have left in this year. 100, including today. 121 and a quarter days left. What are you going to do with them? What you going to do with them? What are you going to do with them? So this is a good thing to bring in Ganesh. Ganesh, what should I do with my 122 days? He's going to say, play a little bit, work a little bit, be happy, be kind, be sweet, eat a plum, get a gardenia, smell it. He loves gardenias and plums. Plum season right now, isn't it? Over at Sita's house, they make this cake with plums in it. Oh my God, so good. Ganesh would like that. All right, so.
If no one told you they love you today, we love you so much. Thank
so
you.
much.
Congratulations on a beautiful summer for making it all the way through.
You made
Give
it.
yourself a round of applause because that's not easy being a
Pat on the
little.
back.
We love you so much.
Pat on the back.
Good pat on the back.
Reach the person next to you, give them a little pat on the back. There you
Seriously,
go.
good work, everyone.
Pat on the
Good
back.
work.
Everybody
That's
gets a
real.
pat on the back. You did
Real
it.
life,
You
yo.
did it.
That's not easy.
Cause we love you just the way you are. Oh yeah.
All right. Namaste,
If we
everyone.
hang around any longer, we're gonna get really silly. Just remember, spirituality is fun. It's silly. God jokes around all the time. Just make a plan and he'll show you how much he jokes around. And anyone who was new tonight, thank you for coming. Hope you come back.
Thank you.
And if you've been here a million times, please come 1,000,001.
Okay.
I was thinking at the end of the chant, like how many chants you think she's done? Or it's a, hey, how many?
Please forgive me when I was playing this. Everything fell off
Did it?
the bell. I shipped off the bell.
Wow,
Yay!
that's great. That's awesome.
I know, and you played the best of ever. We were
I
so
thought
sick.
they spit the thing.
You want that for
We
your
were so
puja?
sick.
You want
That's
that for
her.
your puja? You get a little altar, you have a little altar.
Sure. Put that on your altar.
These
Put that in your altar and smoke it.
have been around for,
Little baby.
these things have been playing these things for probably, they've been getting, because I got them used from the ashram when they got new ones.
Oh my God.
So these things have played back when Mama was there.
All right, well,
Been around a long
there
time.
you go.
Yeah. That's why they sound so.
We were so
Unplug me.
That was so fun.
That was great.
Was that
was
fun?
the best. We were so on it. No, not at all. Not at all. It was my own inner.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for coming.
Come back. We need you.
We love you.
We love you.
Just the way you are.
We need you to be We need you now.
Oh, wow, that was great. It's okay.
All right.
It's actually quite.
You remembered it, I'm like, she knows.
Hey, Eric, you want to turn that on? Bye, everybody.
Adios, mucho.